Yeah, go ahead. Keep screaming strong and independent. Meanwhile, men are out here choosing fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, not combative, masculine, and stubborn. And if you got kids, you're not disqualified, but you are on a harder level. You gotta prove why a man should take care of your situation. He could easily build one from scratch with someone else.
Guys who are like, where do we find girls at? We don't want to approach them in the gym. Where are they hiding? Do we have to go to Whole Foods? Do you know where we are? We're out doing our favorite things at our favorite places. We're enjoying our hobbies. Don't worry about where we are. Be where you want to be. If we're meant to meet each other, then we will. Don't orchestrate meeting me so that you can pretend that you like the same thing that I do, only for you to eventually get resentful that you have to do that very thing because I thought that it was something that you like to do because that's where you were. I don't know if you're like, well, the girls that I like, they're all sitting at home. Then they haven't found their hobbies yet. They're still trying to figure themselves out. They're trying to find out their identity. You don't want them yet. Okay. And they don't want you yet. They're not ready. When they're ready, they'll find the things that they love and then they'll go do the things that they love. And then that's where you can meet them. Don't look for them. Go to the places that you want to be. And if you have no places you want to be, that's the problem. Find things for you. Because once you're in a relationship, you're still going to need some level of autonomy. If you want to find girls, go to places and do things that you like to do. And if there are no things that you like to do, then you need to sit at home because you're not ready to have a girl.
Yeah, that's real talk right there. A lot of men are burned out from forcing themselves into spaces they don't care about, then getting resented for it anyway. She's saying something most people miss. If you're not doing your own thing, you've got nothing to offer anyway. Find what matters to you first. That's actually where you meet people who fit because you're already being yourself.
So we all know in 2024, the dating scene kind of sucks.
Couldn't agree more. And I'm sure you're going to enlighten us as to why.
And a lot of that has to do with the fact that men no longer court women.
Again, I 100% agree. And there's a reason for that. And I'm willing to bet you're going to share with us what you think those reasons are. I'm also willing to bet that whatever you think the reasons are aren't even remotely close to the actual reasons why.
Men no longer pursue women the way they used to. Think about The Notebook. Think about the way that Noah pursued Allie from the second he saw her. That literally doesn't happen anymore. Maybe like 5% of the time.
Now, I have to admit, it's been a while since I made my way through that god-awful movie. But her referencing it proves once again that women live and breathe in fantasies. And because she loved what she saw in that movie, she's now decided that that's the way it's always been, at least up until now. Every man has pursued women in exactly the same way as what happened in that movie. Well, I hate to break it to you, darling, but that's not even remotely close to reality.
So these are my theories as to why the dating scene is like that. First of all, I think that the music we've listened to growing up has really affected this. I think that rap music has had such a negative impact on men and on the dating scene.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
I need you to listen to me because I'm so full I don't have room for anything, including your I just have to listen to you and then I can have a sad.
That's what he heard.
What do you want?
And seem interested and happy if more is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I taught this to a 12-year-old boy about one of his two moms.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he practiced. He's like, anything else? No, Timo, you gotta ask it like she's the most fascinating person in the whole.
Yeah.
That you're hoping there's more. So really? Trust me. I get a call a few days later. It worked.
Wow. I mean, that is a scenario that must be just everywhere in relationships, because that was one of the most accurate. I see my producer laughing because I know it's accurate for him too.
And then what falls out of that, this hurt and resentment and then withholding, and we start being generous with each other and being in love dies. And now we just have bills and kids. And it all starts with a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
No, men need jobs. They got to produce results. The results, you're going to be yourself again. You're going to be able to care about me. You could listen to
Seriously. I mean, even you just bringing up the tea kettle, this is a completely different situation, but we have an ongoing thing where I'll turn on the tea kettle, but when I'm in my like best feminine, like you explained, which I didn't even realize the whole puttering thing until you explained it, that when I am in my ultimate feminine, I'm not rushed. If I'm rushed and I'm busy, then I'm stressed. And then he doesn't want to be around me either when I'm stressed. That's like, if he has to answer what's the time when you want to like, ooh, give Ellen some space, it's if I'm stressed and I'm rushed. But so when I am in my ultimate feminine, I'm like you say, like I'll start the laundry and and then I'll start the dishes, and halfway through the dishes, the dishwasher's still open. I say, oh, I forgot to water the plants. And then I'll water the plants and I'll turn on the kettle. And then I walk away and then it's going zzz, and I'm in the other room doing a board game with the kids. And he's like, Ellen, you always forget to turn off the kettle. Why don't you turn it off? And I don't know why I don't turn it off.
You're 10, but guys don't approach you. Why is this? Why does this happen? Okay, my background is cognitive neuroscience, and research suggests a couple of reasons, actually. It's mainly due to intimidation, okay? Fear of rejection is another one. And the assumption that you're taken already, or that you're constantly hit on, which research does not support at all, actually. Lucky for you, research also suggests that approachability determines the amount of attention and approaches that a woman, or anyone really, gets over any other factor, okay? So how do you become more approachable? Here's an extraordinarily specific example that I texted to a client recently, okay? If you see a guy that you're interested in, maybe you're at a bar, maybe you're at a party, wherever, you're at a library, try to make eye contact with him. And when you do, keep eye contact for 1 second, then look at his nose, his mouth, his chest, his waist, back to his eyes, raise an eyebrow, and give a soft smile, then look away. Don't look at your phone when you look away, just look away. If he doesn't come up to you after that, try to make eye contact again, but this time, hold it for 1 second, then look away sheepishly as if you just got caught doing something you shouldn't have been, okay? If he still doesn't come up, he's probably not your guy, okay? Just gonna be honest. But if you're really feeling it, go up and grab his bicep and say, hey, I'm Iris. And with a wink and a grin, and if he doesn't take this freaking layup, run, okay? If he does, just be yourself and try to be more interested in him than trying to be interested in yourself. Just be, okay? And remember, you're qualifying him, not the other way around. So you have nothing to lose. At this point, your goal is just to figure out can he lead? Can he lead now? He's maybe scared to take initiative, but can he lead? Can he ask good questions? Can he flirt back? That's what you're looking for. Try this out. Let me know how it goes. Good luck out there. Peace.
A lot of these modern women, man, what they need to learn is their high standards are really high maintenance. That's really all it is. It's just high maintenance with a low return. There's no return on my investment. The ROI on these modern women is not good. I know they would like to think it is, but it's not. You're a terrible investment at this time.
So the reason feminine men gravitate towards masculine women and avoid feminine women is because they don't have to step up. Because they lack the ability to assert themselves, assert boundaries, make decisions, and lead in their own life, they feel comfortable and safe with a woman that has those traits. They feel safe with a woman that is strong and can lead and makes the decisions. Because as long as they're in a relationship with that woman, they can live in the illusion that they don't have this problem. As long as they're with a masculine woman, they don't have to face the fact that they're not masculine, that they don't know how to do X, Y, Z. Because if they were in a relationship with a feminine woman, that is a woman that would look to them for guidance. That is a woman that would look to them to lead. And then they would be faced with the reality that they don't know how to do those things and that those things are uncomfortable. And now the stakes are high because now my decisions affect my partner or my family. And that is so scary for them. So although masculine women tend to be more controlling and dominating, their need to feel safe and cared for will overshadow their need to be respected.
If you look at dating app data, there is a tendency for basically very attractive men, high status men, to do really well on dating apps, to get a lot of attention from a lot of women. And then for the bottom chunk of men, in terms of attractiveness, to get none, to just get no matches whatsoever. And this is a tendency, it's called hypergamy, female hypergamy, that women will tend to want to marry up socially. So they'll want to marry a man who is richer than them, better educated than them, more successful than them, etc. This is basically what you see when people are left to their own devices on dating apps and you can monitor it carefully. That is basically what people do. And the problem you end up with is that when you don't have a system of monogamous marriage and you don't have the expectation that people wait, there's really nothing stopping those men from just having loads of girlfriends, maybe having at the same time, like having little harems, right? You know, not calling them that, but having basically playing the field and not being forced to commit because no one expects them to really. And it's like good fun for those men. It's frustrating for the women because they're like having relationships with these men in the hope that it will turn into commitment. And then it never does. They end up feeling really bitter. And it's also frustrating for the less attractive men who are getting no attention whatsoever and who read me or listen to me saying the sexual revolution was good for men. And it's like, it wasn't good for me. It's like, I know. There's like an inbuilt inequality.
Yeah, so that's exactly what's happening. You've got this situation where the top tier guys have zero incentive to commit because there's no consequence for them. Women are hoping commitment will come, but it won't. And the average guy gets nothing. That's the actual structure now. No social pressure forcing anyone's hand means the guys winning keep playing Women keep waiting, and everyone else watches the whole thing fall apart.
Can you please tell me where the masculine men are out there?
I suppose that depends on what one's definition of masculine is. However, they happen to be everywhere, but a lot of them are hiding.
Seems like there's more men nowadays that want to be the woman in the relationship.
Let's hear this one out.
What happened to the chivalrous man? They're far and few between.
Modern feminism happened, convincing men that they suffered from toxic masculinity and that women can do everything on their own so they don't need men to act in a chivalrous manner.
If you are them, where do we find you?
They've been out there the whole time, but frankly, a lot of them are avoiding contact with a lot of women because they never know which ones are going to yell at them for holding open a door.
It's not the local Home Depot. I've seen that trend. Like, oh, go find your man at Home Depot. No, the guy that's there on a Saturday morning is there because his wife sent him there to get the shit to work on a project.
Okay.
Maybe I can find you at Costco in the meat market.
Meat market, huh? Yeah, I'm not touching that one.
But literally, what happened to the masculine men? Where do I find you? Where do women in general find you? And when did men become such little dusty boys? All right, rant over.
Honestly, women have no one but themselves to blame for this in modern feminism because they constantly demanded that men change their ways and stop being so toxically masculine, and this is the result. So, again, be careful what one asks for, because you just might get it.
Yeah, that's the point right there. A lot of men didn't disappear. They just got tired of the mixed signals. You tell a man he's toxic for being chivalrous, then act hurt when he stops. So now he's keeping his head down, minding his business. Can't blame him. You get what you asked for, and then you're shocked it's not what you wanted. That's on poor choices, not on men checking out.
I went on a date with a guy last night who is part of the men not asking women questions on dates epidemic, and I started thinking about really why this might be. Oh, I'm gonna take care of the annoying, he might be shy thing for you. Yeah, maybe. Maybe these guys might be shy, but not all of them can be shy. And I fear that the real reason why they don't ask us questions is because they don't care.
What I've noticed with a lot of women in general is they'll be talking about something and they won't leave any space for any input or questions. You just kind of keep going off. And sometimes you'll go off on a tangent, you'll change the subject, and by the time it gets to the point where he could ask a question, you already changed the subject like 6 times. And the thing he wanted to ask or make a comment on is long gone, and at that point it would be awkward to bring up. Also, are you even talking about anything that he's interested in? Are you talking about girl stuff and makeup and things that you specifically like to do that maybe he doesn't, or boring topics? You just talking about the weather? I've noticed the best way to get a man talking is talk about something he's interested in, because then you guys can have a moment of kind of geeking out about it, and then also leaving space so he can give his input and ask questions. I've also noticed women often give a ton of detail when they describe something. So how is he supposed to ask a question if you've pretty much given him all the details already? A lot of men aren't going to ask like very simple questions about details.
I got rejected by a man this week in a way that was kind of actually brutal.
I just want to say I think you're really cute, and I was wondering if I could get your Snapchat.
Fuck no.
Excuse me?
I'm good. Trust me. I don't know, you just kind of busted looking. I go for more like attractive.
Got it.
I've just had my first rejection in the whole of my life at 56, and I tell you what, it was the bitterest pill I've had to swallow.
I just want to say I think you're really cute. I was wondering if I can get your Snapchat.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I got standards.
Ready with me for bed while I tell you about the worst time I've ever been rejected by a guy. I literally have not told anyone this story because that's how humbling the experience was. Background info, I never ever approach guys first because I have anxiety.
I think you're really cute, and I was wondering if I can get your Snapchat.
Oh, thank you. But no, I wouldn't date you if I was straight.
I was rejected by a guy in the most embarrassing and humiliating way possible.
I thought you were really cute, and I was wondering if I could get your Snapchat.
I'll be completely honest with you. No offense. I kind of look like Miss Piglet from the Muppets.
I think as a man, I would be, like, obviously scared to ask a girl out, but, like, you have to man up and just do it. But you guys probably get rejected so many times. Like, how do you just, like, become used to that rejection?
Hey, I think you're cute. I was wondering if I can get your Snapchat.
No, I'm not.
And you know, I think modern women have to understand that you can't have it both ways. You've been loud and clear for literal years. Don't approach me in public. It's harassment. And men heard the message and they stopped. Simple as that. And now, for some reason, modern women are confused about why men are not approaching them. You created this situation. And then you're going to blame men for following the rules that you set. That doesn't make any sense. Think about what you're talking about.
And in my opinion, there are more women looking to settle down, looking for something serious. And I feel like the majority of men are not looking for those type of things, which is why there's an imbalance in the dating pool. We have all these women like, I want my husband, I want to get married, I want to be a mom, I want to, lock it down. And then the men in the pool are like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm still trying to be outside. I want to date multiple people, or they're just looking to hook up. They want to have a situationship. So it's no balance. So you see a lot of women complaining that the men in the dating pool, they're not attracting the type of men that they're looking for because men are not looking for anything serious. That's just my opinion. And with that, because guys aren't looking for anything serious.
If I could be honest, I see men complaining all the time. I can't stroll on social media without seeing men complaining about what women aren't doing. This is why y'all not married. This is why no man wants y'all for real. I see men complaining all the time. But the thing that gets me is, why are they complaining so much? Why are they trying to threaten women with, y'all gonna be alone forever? And it's like, fam, y'all talk as if men as a collective are doing something that a woman should want to marry. Now, as logical as they say men are, watch how what I'm saying go over their head. I am not saying there's not men out here who don't want something serious. But as a collective, when did we start wanting relationships like that?
I think I have decided that lesbians specifically are way more toxic than men. Not all of them, but I'm just saying, in general, I think lesbians are more toxic.
Literally makes me cringe and shiver in my boots is when femme girls treat their masked girlfriend like a boy. Like, baby, isn't the whole point of being that you're dating a girl? So why are you treating your masked girl, even though she dresses like a boy, why are you treating her like she's a boy? Just because of the way she dresses doesn't mean she wants to be treated like a boy. Unless you've been talking about it and she likes it. But there doesn't have to be a man of the relationship because the whole point is two women. So why would there be a man?
We are women too. Okay, I thought you knew that when you raised your goddamn hand and signed up and said that you wanted to be in a lesbian relationship, but you still wanted to be the feminine one, that you understood that you was gonna receive a stud woman, right? I like flowers and shit too. I like compliments. I like glitter, but that's my shit. Fucking talking about y'all be acting like we ain't gonna have no emotions. I'm not a man. I might cry. Talking about. So treat me like I am a woman. I'm a woman too. I thought you understood. Like, stop. Hey, this is for all the feminine women, okay? We are women too, okay? If you want some compliments, throw some this way. You want some flowers, bring me some. You talking about, I like my glittery too. I want some creep shit too. I'm a woman too.
Straight women think that men are the problem because they don't date women. As a woman who dates women, there's plenty wrong with women. Believe me.
Real talk, that's actually the point a lot of people miss. Women dating women still have the same dynamic problems. It's not about gender, it's about people. She's saying feminine women want to be treated like feminine women, and that makes complete sense. That's reciprocity. That's respect. So yeah, the toxicity isn't male or female, it's just people not meeting their partner halfway.
Okay, men, I have a very serious question. So do you think that women should be approaching men? Because I have two guy friends that are telling me two different things. One of my guy friends is like, Layla, you're blocking your blessings. You're chill, you're laid back. I know you would never go up to a dude, but you should. If you see a hot dude at Whole Foods, the bar, wherever you're out, go ahead, approach him, because I'm gonna tell you why. He said sometimes men see beautiful women and they get intimidated. And if you go up to him, you will make his life so much easier if you just go up to him. And he said, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just put this out here. and say that a lot of black women, especially, don't do that. He says a lot of other races will come up to us, but you black women, you guys do not do that. I'm just saying. And this is a black man saying this. Then my other friend said, Layla, don't you dare. Don't you ever in your cotton picking life go up to a man. He said, we not doing all that. He said, if you do that, A, you won't know how confident the man is, because if he can't even come up to you, how much confidence can he have? And B, does he really like you, and isn't he really interested in you? Because think about it. He said, if a woman comes up to them, more than likely, if it's easy, they're going to talk to you. So is he confident, and does he really like you? And you're weeding out all of those things if you approach a man first. But like I said, on the other hand, my other friend said, we're scared sometimes. Layla, go up to the man. So fellas, help a sister out. I don't know. It's the confusion for me. So now I'm trying to figure out what we doing. We going up to men? We not going up to men? What we doing?
You know what's funny is that a lot of guys are putting everything into relationships, and they're getting told that they're perfect, only to find out that she was looking elsewhere the entire time. That kind of disrespect, really, honestly and truly, is a lie. I guess you wouldn't be lying, because she was, well, yeah, you're seriously a good guy. Women mean that. No, you're a good guy. You're boring to me. I want to find something else. It's disrespect. And that type of disrespect, just kind of breaks something in a man. It changes something in a man. And after that happens enough times, he stops trying, stops believing. He stops, and this is the biggest one, I would say, he stops investing in you, stops investing into the relationship. And that's why you have good men that are tapped out, because they've stopped investing. And essentially what a woman's trying to say is, when a man's not approaching, why is he not investing? Why is he not validating? Why is he not paying attention anymore? Because you're acting a fool.
So I just want to talk a little bit more about the provider husband, who is also expected to help out equally in the home. And I'm going to start off with reading a DM that I got. I've noticed a lot of Muslim men who see themselves as providers don't always want the kind of partnership I imagine. I want someone who cooks with me, not helps, and sees home responsibilities as equally his. And I noticed that even when men say that they're okay with that, I feel like a lot of them end up building resentment from providing financially while also equally doing things at home. But then I think of pregnancy and how much that changes things, and that makes me even more conflicted. So I was wondering, how do you achieve balance in this kind of situation, or make it work in your perspective? So I addressed this, but I did get a lot of messages and comments about this subject, and so I just want to address some of those. So my perspective is that in a loving relationship, if at any given point there is one person, either the husband or the wife, who is doing much, much more towards the relationship or for the family than the other person, I think that there is something inherently wrong with that. If you care about someone, you should not be looking to saddle them with as much as they're possibly willing to take on because of something that's going to happen in the future, such as pregnancy. Now, should things change once pregnancy and motherhood come into the picture? Of course, dynamics need to be able to be flexible at home, where when someone's capacity goes down, the other partner steps up and picks up the slack. And the other thing is that people are sharing their anecdotal stories about how their father used to do this. They used to provide and then come home and help with household duties, or that their husband does this. And you know what? That's the dynamic shift that we need to see, right? Is that once someone has more on their plate, once your mother had more on their plate, once you had more on your plate, once there were children, and motherhood was involved and pregnancies were involved, then they went and they stepped up and started taking more part in duties. But what happened before the kids were there? What were your parents doing then? What were you doing then? Were you and your husband splitting the dishes when he came home from work? Because I actually have an example of someone who specifically spoke about, hey, I'm going to do one dish, and then when my husband comes home, he is going to wash the other half of the dishes. And honestly, I don't really even need to be given anecdotal examples, because I see it all the time, especially with women who contribute to their household. And then they also have the brunt of the household duties that they manage completely on their own. And we don't like that, do we? And that's the entire thing, is that if you don't want this for yourself or your gender, then why would you think that that same thing would be okay for your spouse? And for those weird comments talking about how people are getting you to lower your standards, nobody cares what your standards are. You came to me asking me why you're not able to find provider husbands who also participate equally in duties at home, and I'm just telling you why.
What whole thing? Why don't the women want to cook and clean for the men anymore?
Because they're tired, bro. They have to go to work every day. That's not hard.
They're tired?
Yeah, they got to go to work every day, just like you.
What are they tired of?
Of working. It's not hard. I mean, that shouldn't even be like, I don't even understand the question. Like, they're tired. Aren't you tired when you get home from work?
They're working every day, so they're tired. That's why I don't want to cook or clean.
Yeah. You think I want to work 8 hours and then come home and then cook and clean? I mean, I do it because I have to. I have 5 children. But yeah, I mean.
Do you have a woman right now?
What's that?
Do you have a woman right now?
I've been married for over 20 years.
Okay. Does your wife work?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the roles in a marriage?
What are you talking about, roles? And everybody does what they have to do.
Well, okay. What do you do? What does she do?
For a living?
No, in the house for the marriage. What do you guys do? What are your roles?
Role? I don't understand the question. She does what needs to be done that day if she has time to do it, and if she doesn't, I do it. And I do what needs to be done that day, and if I don't have time to do it, she does it. But roles, I don't know what you're talking about.
How do you not know what roles are in a marriage? You're married for 20 years. You guys don't have any roles?
Those don't exist. Because those don't exist. Like, I'm not white. I'm not a white Christian man. I don't.
What are you talking about? I'm not white. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, because you're trying to live up to like some white supremacist ideal of the
What are you talking
family.
about?
I don't subscribe.
Nobody
to
said
that.
nothing about no supremacy.
Teamwork makes the dream work, friend. We a team. Ain't no roles.
What do you mean there ain't no roles?
It's not that hard to understand. You said, why do women not want to cook and clean? They're tired. They have to go to work.
Okay.
I answered that question.
Okay.
You said, what are your roles? I said, we're a team.
If there's something that needs to be built in the house, who builds it? You or your wife?
Depends on what it is.
What do you mean depends on what it is?
Like if it's a toy for the kids, you know what I'm saying? My wife's better at putting stickers on, so she builds it. But if we're talking about
That's not building nothing, man.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Stickers on something? You've lost it.
It's still a task. But my wife's an interior designer, so she can build anything.
I ain't got time for no foolishness. He gone.
Look, so I got so much to say about this video, man, but I'm gonna say, dude, like the host or whatever, like you seriously don't have a lot of relationship history. I can tell you haven't been in a long-term healthy relationship dynamic. You hella green, bruh. And what the guest was saying is actually true. However you make it work in your house is however you make it work in your house. And people who've been in long-term relationships know this, like, hey, if you can put that together and I can do this and you can do that. Whatever works in your house is however it works. And people trying to tell you that, oh, you need to fit in some role. Anytime I hear people talk about that, that's people who haven't been in a good situation and they haven't been in a long-term situation either. They have no experience, no long-term relationship experience to even be in the conversation. He's asking this man about life as a married man with 5 kids. If he's not done that, he doesn't understand it. That's why he was so offended. It's foreign to him. The concept of what he was saying was just completely foreign to him. Like he was angry with his guest because he couldn't understand the concept of why he didn't have roles and he didn't have defined things that a man is supposed to do and the defined things of a woman is supposed to do. People who have a healthy dynamic have a healthy dynamic. However that is, that's just however it is. And people who've been in relationships know this. My dude, welcome to adulthood, because that's what happens in relationships.
Okay, so like something I realized is like I gotta stop dealing with like men who like are not on the same level as me or don't have the same thing as me working towards it or have more than me. So like I'm 22. I have my own everything, my own house, my own car, a career, degrees. So, and I'm also like a mother. So it's like, I feel like I mess with men who have less than me, and then like I act like in the end when it backfires and they can't do for me, or like I intimidate them because I have more, or they resent me because I have more, they start treating me bad because I have more, like so forth and so forth. It's like in the end I'd be like, why the f did I do that if I know the situation that they were in? Like, I choose to give people chances because I'm really not the type of that be like trying to do it for the money. Like, I'm really not that type of, because like I got my own money, I can take care of myself. I've been on my own since I was 17 years old and 8 months pregnant. I moved out my family's house. I did not get kicked out. I just chose, I knew I was a teen mom, I didn't want to put that on them. I dropped out like my senior year of high school, worked, I got my own like 1-bedroom efficiency, and I've been soaring ever since. I've been on my own ever since. And it's just like, I have to like stop putting myself in positions where like the person that I'm with like is not that. Like, cause I be trying to just give everybody a chance, but it's like it always backfires in the end. Like I end up like looking like I make too much money for it. Like I get hated by it because of what I got. Like it's just like, and then it just ends up always backfiring in the end. When you need to pay a bill, is he there? No. Like it's just crazy. I have to really put myself and be smarter in who I mess with, and that they need to have the same thing as me or more than me. You know what I mean? Like I have a house, a car, like I have to, and I mess with a lot of people who don't have that coming into the relationship because I try to love people for who they are. And I don't know, I'm just more like lovey. Like I just want to know what you got in here, more so what you got in here, but I need to be more so what you got in here and in here, because like it just backfires in the end. It just always backfires in the end. I'm either resented, love to deal with things on my own. Like it's just aggravating. And it's just like when you know you're well off and then people say certain things to you and not consider that, hey, I might be having a bad month this month, but because they know you can take care of yourself or deal with it yourself, like, yeah, you got it. I don't know if you're having a bad month, like you got it. Like, and it's just inconsiderate. Like I always put myself in positions where I'm always picking somebody up, or I don't know, I'm just, and I don't even be trying to be like that. It don't, but it's just, it always backfires in the end. I'm always resented or like just not giving 100% of what I give. I'm not getting that back. I don't know if I'm rambling, but yeah. I just, like a nigga gotta have more to me. That's it, that's all. Gotta have more to me, same as me, period. And you don't even gotta be towards a friend too, cause like, when you got friends who got less than you, or let me not say that, when you meet them up, because I have friends who don't have what I have, but they're genuine friends. I grew up with them from Sandbox, so they already know what's up. I know what's up with them. They don't come ask me for no money. They don't do none of that. But when you got motherfuckers who just, it's always a sob story. It's always something. They going through this, they going through that, and then it leaves you like up in the end. Like, I just gotta, even with men, friends, whatever, I just gotta, like, I just want somebody to be on the type of time that I'm on, so that it don't leave me up in the end.
And you know, women a lot of times don't really understand what dating, rejection, or rejection in general feels like for men. When a woman literally couldn't handle living as a man for a year, rejection, constant having to approach with no safety net, nobody sitting up here, no, it's okay, no, you're fine. Even as a woman, if you come up to a man, there's still a safety net. And the safety net is, a lot of men try to be considerate of your feelings. For modern women, if you live as a man, like she was doing, unfortunately, they broke her. Tore her up. And, you know, I think for one of these ladies, because I think there was like a few studies that had been done, she just couldn't end. She couldn't go on, right? But this is the world that men have to live in every single day. And men are supposed to be cool about it. Men are supposed to just say, oh, yeah, that's fine. That's great. Just fantastic.